The camera pans across a silent, rain-soaked street. The faint sound of thunder rolls in the distance. Under a broken shelter, a German shepherd sits trembling, his fur matted, his eyes filled with pain and confusion. A collar, torn and rusted, hangs loosely around his neck. He once had a name, Rex. What use it? Abandoned, hungry, and scared, Rex watches cars rush by, each one a fading hope. Until one day, a truck slows down. Out steps Sarah, a young woman who runs a small rescue shelter on the edge of town. Her eyes meet Rex's, and in that instant, something unspoken passes between them, a silent promise of hope. Sarah slowly approaches, whispering softly, "It's okay, boy. I won't hurt you." Rex growls weakly, unsure whether to trust. His ribs show through his fur, a sign of weeks without food. Sarah places a piece of bread near him and waits. Hours pass, rain pours harder, but she doesn't leave. Finally, Rex takes a cautious step forward, then another, and for the first time in months, he lets a human touch him. Sarah wraps him gently in a blanket, whispering, "You're safe now." At the Sunlight Rescue Shelter, Rex isn't alone. There are others, abandoned dogs, scared and broken. Sarah's team, Mark, Lily, and Tom, work day and night feeding, bathing, and healing them, but the shelter is struggling. Bills are piling up, food supplies are running low, and donations have almost stopped. "We can't keep all of them, Sarah," Mark says one evening, exhaustion in his voice. Sarah looks at Rex, lying peacefully for the first time in days, and whispers, "We have to try. They only have us." Rex begins to recover, but he's still haunted by fear. When volunteers approach too quickly, he flinches. When someone shouts across the yard, he hides. Sarah realizes his past must have been full of pain. Meanwhile, the shelter faces another crisis. A city inspection threatens to shut them down for not meeting certain standards. They need repairs, food, and medicine, fast. Sarah turns to social media, posting Rex's story with a message, "Every dog deserves a second chance. Help us keep the shelter alive." The video goes viral. People from around the world see Rex's story, the loyal eyes that once reflected pain now showing hope. Donations start pouring in. Local families visit to adopt other dogs. Volunteers arrive to rebuild the kennels. Through it all, Rex stays by Sarah's side, watching the world change around him. But one day, a man arrives, Michael, a retired police officer. He sees Rex and freezes. That's my partner," he whispers. Years ago, Michael and Rex were part of a 9-unit. During a chase, Michael was injured and hospitalized. When he returned, he was told Rex had gone missing, assumed stolen or lost. Tears fill Michael's eyes as Rex sniffs him, pauses, and then with a cry that sounds almost human, leaps into his arms. The bond reignites instantly. The entire shelter watches in silence as the once broken dog finds his true home again. Michael adopts Rex but continues to visit Sarah's shelter often, helping train new rescues and sponsoring food for them. The shelter, once on the verge of closing, becomes a symbol of hope in the community. Sarah names one new wing Rex's Haven, dedicated to helping dogs who have lost. Months have passed since Rex's miraculous reunion with his former handler Michael. The once broken German shepherd now walks with pride, his fur shiny, eyes bright, and tail high. But at the Sunlight Rescue Shelter, new cries echo through the halls. More abandoned dogs, more pain. Sarah looks around, worry etched on her face. Even though the shelter's donations helped rebuild, the number of rescues keeps rising. Rex visits often with Michael, bringing warmth and hope to the frightened dogs. But destiny isn't done testing them yet. One rainy night, a car stops near the shelter. A box is left outside. When Sarah opens it, her heart breaks. Inside is a small German shepherd puppy, weak and shaking. Rex walks over, sniffing the tiny pup gently, then lies down beside him as if saying, "You're safe now." Sarah names the puppy Shadow because he follows Rex everywhere. Days turn into weeks. Shadow grows stronger, but he is different. He's shy, easily frightened, and hides whenever loud sounds echo. Sarah realizes he might have been abused before being abandoned. One afternoon, disaster strikes. A nearby factory catches fire, and smoke fills the area. The shelter is dangerously close. Flames threaten to spread toward the dog kennels. Panic erupts. Sarah and her team rush to free the animals. But amid the chaos, Shadow goes missing. Sarah screams over the noise, "Where's Shadow?" Rex hears her voice, looks toward the smoke, and bolts inside the burning building. Inside the smoky shelter, Rex searches desperately, barking through the haze. He finds Shadow trapped behind fallen debris, trembling and crying. and cry. Without hesitation, Rex pushes the wood aside with his strong shoulders. Coughing as smoke burns his lungs. He grabs Shadow by the scruff and drags him toward the exit. Flames close in. The roof begins to crack. Just as it collapses, Rex leaps through the door, both dogs tumbling into the wet grass outside. Sarah runs to them, tears mixing with rain. Rex! Shadow! Rex is exhausted but alive. Shadow curls against him, safe once again. The shelter is badly damaged, but no lives are lost. The local news covers the story. Hero Dog saves puppies from shelter fire. Messages flood in. People from around the world send donations, blankets, and food. Once again, Rex becomes a symbol of hope. Proof that courage and kindness can come from those who have suffered most. Shadow, now healthier and stronger, begins training with Michael. Rex teaches him everything: how to trust, how to protect, how to love. Months later, Rex and Shadow join Michael on community rescue missions, helping locate missing pets and assisting in disaster relief. The two dogs, once broken and abandoned, now save lives together. At the shelter, Sarah watches them leave for another mission and whispers proudly, "You were rescued." The story begins on a quiet morning at Rex's Haven shelter. Sarah stands outside watching Rex and Shadow playing in the open yard. Rex is older now, his muzzle touched with gray, but his eyes are still sharp, full of wisdom. Shadow, strong and fast, has grown into a brave rescuer. Together, they've saved countless dogs, rebuilt lives, and inspired millions. But this morning feels different. Sarah senses it, the calm before another storm. Suddenly, Michael receives a radio call. A massive mountain landslide has hit a nearby village. People and animals are trapped under debris. The rescue team is being deployed, and they need trained dogs immediately. Michael looks at Rex and Shadow. "Ready, boys? One more mission." Rex barks softly, as if he knows this could be his last. Helicopters roar overhead. The camera shows devastated hillsides, broken homes, and terrified survivors calling for help. The rescue team, including Rex, Shadow, and Michael, trek through mud and falling rocks. Sarah's voice on the radio, "Be careful out there. Bring everyone home." Rex leads the way, nose low, alert and focused. Hours pass as the team works tirelessly. Suddenly, Shadow barks. He's found something. Under the rubble, faint cries can be heard. A mother and child trapped. Rex starts digging with all his strength. The air is thick with dust. Michael and the crew rush to help. Together, they pull the survivors out, weak but alive. Cheers fill the air, but Rex doesn't stop barking. There's another sound deeper inside. Rex dives under a collapsed beam where the structure is unstable. Michael yells, "Rex, no, it's too dangerous." But Rex keeps going. He finds a small puppy, trapped and crying under the rocks. He nudges it free, just as the ground shakes again. The roof collapses. Michael runs forward, screaming Rex's name. Dust fills the air. When it clears, the puppy is safe, but Rex is lying motionless under debris. Michael and Shadow dig desperately, pulling Rex out. He's breathing weakly. His eyes meet Michael's one last time. Sarah's voice crackles through the radio. "Did you find him?" Michael whispers, tears streaming. "Yes, he found them all." Rex's tail moves one final time, then stills. The entire rescue team stands silent. Even the wind stops. Weeks later, at Rex's Haven shelter, a ceremony is held. Dozens of people, volunteers, rescuers, families he saved, gather to honor him. A statue of Rex is unveiled at the entrance with the words, "He was rescued once, and he spent his life rescuing others." Sarah speaks, her voice trembling. "Rex taught us what love, loyalty, and courage truly mean. Heroes never die. They live in the lives they touch." Shadow now leads the rescue team, wearing Rex's old collar. Beside him, new puppies train, the next generation of heroes. Michael smiles through tears, whispering, "He'd be proud of you, boy." The shelter continues to grow, now saving animals across the country. Rex's story becomes a global inspiration.